Right, a whole lot of information right there. I hope hope you folks was listening to it. Now let's start with the winter advisory. Okay, let's break that down. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, do you want to talk about the advisory?
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit more about what types of alerts we end up seeing with different types of wintry systems. Winter weather advisory is what we're going to end up seeing. Now, the exact definition of that varies based on where you are in the country. For us specifically, though, that would be more so moderate impacts to high impacts in some areas as well. This is what we would be anticipating when we're talking about a winter storm advisory that goes into place at 1 p.m., extending until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Now, and of course, coming from the south, I always have the weather questions because what is all of this snow? What is all of this coldness? I am learning all the things. So I know you all have been have addressed this and we've done stories about it. But give us the difference between lake effect snow and system snow.
Yeah, so Deja, the difference between the two in a lot of places in the country, you don't even have to be from Florida and Texas to not know the difference of that one because it's kind of special to West Michigan. Lake effect snow is really fine, really powdery. We've had that a ton already this season. I think it's like we've seen of our 55 inches of snow, 33 inches or something like that have been lake effect, and the rest has been system. So it's very specific in terms of its texture and how easy it is to clean up. This is like you turn the windshield wipers on your car and it flies off. That's not this type of snow. Now, this is not the wettest snow that we've ever experienced. It's not going to be the kind of snow where you want to take tons and tons of breaks, but it is a little bit of heavier snow. It's the kind that's perfect to make a snowball or build a snowman, so you guys can all throw snowballs at Amber and I tomorrow when you're so sick of the snow, because this is the good kind to be able to make it. And lake effect snow, my laptop, y'all, is doing some crazy stuff. I do not know what's going on. It's really there's just like thousands of things popping up on the screen. I have no idea what's going on.
It's sick of it.
Distracting me. We also have lake effect snow forms in bands typically, and so you see, like, you'll drive a mile and you're like, oh, it's fine. And then you get a mile and this is not fine.
Yeah.
System snow is widespread. It's a big blanket that's tossed over West Michigan. Everybody gets similar amounts. Everybody gets similar impacts.
Gotcha. And a follow-up question, clearly talking about snowfall totals, and I know a lot of folks in the area, they want to know about those totals. And of course, earlier this morning, start of our show, 4:30, 5 o'clock, you gave a few totals. Are we going to see any changes to those totals, you think?
You know, I feel comfortable in our forecast today. We have really good model consistency in this 5 to 6 inch range of snow. So I feel very comfortable that we'll fall within that window. I do think we'll get what we call, should I use the word, phronogenesis banding, which is like the fanciest word, to basically say sometimes in these systems we can get these very narrow bands that form, and that starts to produce some more intense snowfall. So you might start to get some pockets that are saying, oh, we saw 7, we saw 8 inches of snow, and that's where a little bit of that banding does occur. It's not necessarily lake effect snow band, it's a different type of band that forms. But yeah, I feel pretty confident. How do you feel, Amber?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about the totals that we've been looking at for the past couple of days too. Now, talking more so about even the lake effect behind it, not going to be anticipating a ton just because the lake's a little bit too cold at this point. We're not really seeing all that much ice coverage. So not expecting a ton of accumulation to be on top of that from lake effect specifically, but I feel pretty comfortable about where we're at with this system snow, especially because it moves in at a certain time, it moves out at a certain time. We've got those times nailed down at this point. It's just going to be snowing and then it isn't, essentially.
I always say that these are the ones that should give us Mets a break. Like, these are the systems that in theory should pan out
a bit more
correctly.
straightforward.
Now, does that always happen? No.
Yeah.
But we hope for
and
it.
you guys usually be on top of it because, you know, we usually like, you know, you all said that 2 days ago, so we're just following up. Now, I know this is coming through this afternoon till midnight, and let's talk about schools. You know, I know it's kind of touchy where are they going to close, open? What do we think about school closures?
Well, you know, I feel like we could get some areas that might be able to see some school closings, but with a lot of the snow wrapping up by midnight, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of students are going to be heading to school tomorrow, which I know isn't great news for the students themselves, but hey, we've had a ton of snow days, delays this winter already. So I think that that's probably some great news for teachers out there, at very least, maybe parents that want to send their kids off to school. Yeah, a little bit of that lake effect could contribute to a couple of
And you
closings,
don't-
I think.
you
But
don't want to start to have makeup days. So that's
Yeah,
how Deja
exactly.
here, like if you close school too much time for winter, then you
Okay.
start to lose some of your summer days. So you might have to
Gotcha.
go maybe an extra day or two into the summer. Who wants that? You know, we all know that by May and June, y'all want out of school. I don't envy superintendents on days like this because it is going to get messy, it is going to get nasty, and then you got to play the games of like, did they get the side roads cleared out? You know, are the buses going to be okay? Are the sidewalks clear for our walkers?
Yeah.
And that is where, yes, there still will be some questions, and we might end up seeing quite a bit of school closures, but will the snow be done in time? Yeah.
that's going
The
to
snow
be
will be
the
done.
question mark
Okay.
of how fast can they get it really cleaned up.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to be watching essentially to say, okay, who's going to school, who isn't. That's difficult that's not exactly weather. We can't predict that part, but
Right.
it's really just going to depend on how fast they can get the roads cleaned up and how fast they can treat them.
And of course, we're right here at our 9 o'clock hour. For those that are watching right now, what can you tell them if they have to run out and do any type of errands?
Take it slow. I mean, the good news about this system is that it's just snow. You are not contending with the ice. You're not contending with the 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. This is like you slow down, you give yourself time. We shouldn't have the pileups on the expressways that I hope don't happen, but tend to always do, because really you should have a little bit of control over your car as long as you slow down. I know ice, it's like you lose control, right? I mean, there's nothing you can do. That happens. Your car starts to spin out. Strictly system snow, we all can drive in it if we all drive properly. Which at
Yes.
this point in the season, we know how to do, right?
Yeah. You know what? A lot of people still need a little learning. And we're actually going to talk with
Yeah.
somebody that's going to give us some directions talking about roads and how they're preparing for them as
Oh,
this
great.
system comes through. Ladies, thank you so much for giving that update.